for years.
Oh, absolutely.
Every Sunday night under the pale moonlight, Vinny and Phil bring the shadows to life. Tales of the ghostly whispers in the night, Bigfoot and aliens ready for the strife. The darkness thickens, the air is cold, haunting stories waiting to unfold. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. EVPs echo through the haunted trees. Demons lurk as the chill hits with ease. But the caps rolling with gets to amaze. Cryptids and spirits were lost in the haze. Northmen in the foliage, watch your back. Dogmen prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. Moving in the foliage, watch your back. Thunder prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. So tune in next week, fear in your soul. Darkness awaits, let the stories unfold. Fight out, begin!
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Supernatural Sundays with Vinny and Phil Billy.
Got a good show lined up.
Yeah, this week we have a special guest all the way from California, Nicole Gaspard. She is a author. She's a painter. She's a pianist. She also has psychic medium ability. She's a psychic seer, like she can remote view, that kind of thing, which is very interesting to me.
Absolutely.
She's also been experiencing some UFO activity, drone type stuff out on the West Coast too. I know the drones are pretty hot right now. So I actually think I saw one last night, but it was red, pretty big, and it looked like it had red stuff shooting out the top, kind of like flares or something. Like I don't know, it was like weird looking streaming, like aurora borealis kind of stuff coming out the top of it. And
So we're at.
I was coming back on Cemetery Road from out there at the Santa's Lookout, coming back, and I saw it. And Kimmy was like, "Watch the road." She was worried I was going to run off the road, so I said, "Well, you watch it." So she's watching it. And next thing I know, it's gone. Like if it was an airplane, it would have kept going. Whatever. This thing just went poof, gone. I don't know what it was, but it didn't look like no airplane or helicopter, nothing I ever seen. It was mostly red. I didn't see much other colored lights, just red. So.
Usually, of course, with your airplane stuff, you're going to see your green.
Red,
Yours is
yeah,
kinda like mixed with
clear,
red.
like FAA lights,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing.
So what else? You got any more info?
Not on that. On her, yes, she's written 21 books, and I think she's working on 22 books, all about UFO encounters, psychic seer books. She's got books about haunted objects like dolls. She's got one particular named Maggie. It's pretty interesting. About her haunted UFO encounters beyond the stars. She's got her own podcast, Whispers from Beyond, which we'll show a little plug of that later. She's got some Cherokee Indian roots, so curious to see how that helps her with her, that has anything with her psychic abilities. I know some other folks that have the native background, and they seem to be pretty sensitive. We go into places and they'll feel like stuff's heavy or.
Well, anything on that Native American side of stuff, I mean, it's always got a high spiritual connection there. They're very spiritual people.
Absolutely.
All right, let's check out. So we got one of her videos here. This is sees a UFO.
Yeah, she sees a UFO coming behind the mountain there.
Let's check that out.
Hid behind that hill. There goes my phone, darn it.
They know I'm going to keep talking to you.
That's pretty interesting. It kind of hovered there. It was there for a little bit. They kind of went behind that mountainside there.
Mm-hmm.
Any ideas or anything? Any comments on that, old Billy?
I don't know. It was moving awful slow, and it just kind of went behind the mountain, and that was it.
All right, we got one right here. So this is an apparition orb.
Yeah, this is something she had going on in her house, and like when she was filming it, just happened to like do a flyby. It was pretty cool.
Guys, check this out. Is this a light anomaly or what? This is my video I did earlier. Little booklets what you will be getting. Check it out! Oh my god! I'll rewind it. Here we go. Be getting. What?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was an orb or dust because it changes directions. It like comes right at her and comes zooming right by.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring her on. Let's get the conversations going.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for
We're
having
glad
me.
to have you on.
By the way.
absolutely. So we watched a couple of your videos there. You want to talk about one of those too?
Yeah, the first one, the orb UFO. That's usually the kind that I mostly see out here, besides the drone. And I managed to talk to my film, and it's funny. I was like wishing to see one, and then it comes here the next day.
Huh. That's pretty neat.
I've been wishing to see one for a while, but what I saw last night. Thing last night, I don't know, it was red when I saw it. It was like all red. And the ones from New Jersey, some of them have 3 white lights on them. And then they almost look like they got FAA lights on them, which don't make any sense. And then the governments keep saying, we don't know what it is, but don't worry about it.
I mean, kind of that second video there, so it's kind of like that was in your house. Oh, you have a story?
Right, for these drones, I'm leaning toward alien, possible alien, and they're just coming out, and then I'm like, I think they've always been here, but we're just not able to see them, because we're spiritually and more attuned, I think. A lot of us are awakening, like myself. Like ever since I was little, I knew I was different. I was seeing these things.
So kind of what age did you start kind of seeing or finding things out? Or
what was that again? I'm sorry.
oh, what age were you when you started kind of feeling different or noticing things or seeing things?
It was hard to recall. I was pretty young. And I also had a like imaginary friend that wasn't so imaginary. He was kind of mischievous.
Really?
And then later on, I was in my 20s, where I actually start hearing them. If I could share this story real quick. This is where I first started hearing them when I was visiting my grandparents on my dad's side. Most of them pretty much passed on now. But every time I was with them, I would experience something supernatural. So this time when I was in the trailer, I heard a distinct, the most mysterious, evil laughter you ever hear. Out of the blue. I was the only one in that trailer house. Everybody went outside. So I think from then on, I just thought it is supernatural.
Can you turn that ability off and on, or is it just whatever comes through all the time? I got one guy I know, he can't sleep at night unless he turns it off. He's like 1,000 people telling you good night every night. He can turn it off and tune it out and go to sleep, but I know other people that can't. They got to be medicated to even try to turn it off.
Unfortunately for me, it's on all the time. I would use that vivid dreams like I've been to another place, and that. It's weird.
I was reading about some of your dreams you were having, and she's had some pretty wild dreams, stuff coming to her, and pretty wild.
So like with your ability and as being a medium, you know, we've met different ones and worked with a lot of different people, and they have like maybe, you know, clairvoyance and different things like that. They have like different abilities, like they can just hear or maybe they see. Which kind of falls into your?
I can mostly hear them. And once in a great while, I think my third eye opens. I'll be able to see them. So that's when I come up with seer and, you know, remote viewing. I always say if you have, we all have some sort of sixth sense, right? And if you're open, then maybe you might see more.
Do you think that sixth sense just kind of opens up, stays open, or do you think there's something primal that takes over, like when you need the sixth sense, all of a sudden it's there when you need it, kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's kind of there when you need it, like guidance or protection. For me, anyway.
Like you'll be walking along of a night by yourself, and all of a sudden, for some reason, you just pick up a stick and turn around and throw it, and there's a dog behind you, and you hit him with it. One of those kind of things,
Right.
but something takes over at that point. That's like a primal thing that you realize, like back in caveman days, that something's sneaking up on you. Like if you didn't be able to detect stuff like that, you would get eat. You know, so I'm thinking that maybe that's how it works. It kicks in when right you need it. You know what I mean? Or like with her one experience, she had a cemetery and she saw like a headless apparition, but that's what I was referring to. And she was talking
That
about her
was
third
so
eye.
weird. It was like moving constantly. Like, I'm like, anybody else see that?
And its hand was doing this.
That was strange. After that, I stayed away from cemetery.
We've got a
That's not my
cemetery we
message.
go to, and there's one we went. We got a picture, and it was kind of funny looking. We didn't know what it was till later on. We kind of like enhanced it, looked at it, and Vinny was like, "This looks like a nun." We're like, "Why are we seeing a nun? We're at this old country cemetery." And we didn't think nothing of it. We just like, it really looks like a nun. And then like 2 years later, we found out there was a Bethlehem Academy right down the road, and the Sisters of Loretto ran that school for like, I don't know, like 30, 40 years.
Yeah, it's like 30 years.
And one of the nuns had passed away from an ox, an accident hooking up the ox or whatever. And another one got caught with a farm boy, and she ended up taking her own life off the front porch there. And then there was a child that died there from, I think, natural causes. And then there's a lot of other stories, but those are the only ones I could corroborate with the owner. But that cemetery, a mile down the road from that school, and we thought, well, maybe some of the sisters got buried there, or maybe they were going there to visit people who passed away. I've got a theory. I think a lot of stuff you see in cemeteries isn't necessarily the person that's buried there. It's somebody that's still coming there to visit.
Yeah, to me, if I was buried in a cemetery, I wouldn't stay there. That'd be too creepy.
If I could go anywhere, I'd be like going to Vegas or something, messing with people playing slots or something. This guy's going to win today.
Yeah, that cemetery you're talking about, of course, it's Casey Cemetery in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and super cool place. I mean, I love getting to go over there. We had a lot of spirit box activity, EVPs, a lot of stuff that we tested there.
Yeah,
you know, we found a lot of stuff there. That's like one of the only places that it actually seemed like there was like a streamline of communication, kind of answering back questions back and forth with us. And that's where I had the spirit said that it wanted to hurt me that night.
Cat balls go off there. We got some SLS footage in a couple locations. Our clairaudient that goes with us, he was hearing a little girl. He said, "There's a Mary Elizabeth up there," and I get up there on the right. There's a tombstone that said Mary Ellen, and yeah, we got clairaudient on our team.
I kept hearing the name Mary. I wasn't sure if I should share that or not.
But he don't see
keep
anything.
myself-
He just hears stuff talking to him.
I keep holding back.
You don't have to hold back with us.
No, yeah.
We're live action here. How'd you get into writing books?
Oh, I've been writing since high school. So I started out with poetry. So after I had that published, I was like, I was writing. And now
Then
I'm
it's just
working on
it's books and stuff over paranormal and
yeah, mostly about my experiences that I've had over the years.
is there anywhere in particular like we could go to like get the books or
They're mostly up
you
on
know
Amazon
where that's available?
and Barnes Noble.
Amazon, we'll get a link together too and share that with this podcast with the highlight stuff. So anybody's interested in get on there and checking out some of these books. Go on there and check them out.
Right.
So
Now I'm
you
working
do
on
some
horror
things with
fiction.
you do some things with the Warren Foundation. Can you tell us what you do with them?
Yes, I've been a member since a couple of years now. And I met their grandson, Chris McKenna. He's the founder of the foundation with Miss Warren before she passed. And they formed it together. So we like carry the work on the work. So I find it kind of cool because I've been a fan forever. And now Chris is kind enough to be on my show. So be on my show again on the 20th. On the pre-recorded show. So what I
And
do
they just
mainly,
released go ahead.
sorry. What I do mainly is I remote view some of their cases. Quite interesting.
So kind of walk us through how does that work?
Well, they will give me a certain location or even an address. For some reason, it helps if I know the target area. And I can just jump there real quickly. I know you're not supposed to know the location, right? But I find that it helps tremendously if you do those bits and pieces about the location. So, yeah. One time I was given a specific address, and all of a sudden it's like, I was right there. It's like, I felt like I was trespassing. And I think I even
So like when
scared
that happens, like are you able to like see like once you're involved in that, are you like seeing things? Are you just getting feelings about the place or like how does that work?
I would like on the racial, what do you call it, racial cases? I would just write down things when I said or picked up during a meeting. And they don't like the new words, so I try not to say the new words. Demonic. And I can see them as well, unfortunately, in angels. I work mostly with angels. So that helps a lot.
So when you're remote viewing and you're going to a house, and they get wanting help to like see if there's a spirit there, if it's someone who's passed, or if it's something else, or you looking for a history of a place, like someone.
It's kind of like you know how some psychics walk through the house when they're actually there.
Yeah,
I do that remotely. I do the same thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool. We got a location that I've been a couple times. We've had rock thrown at us, and we feel like there's something really messed up going on there. It doesn't technically have an address; it has an area, but we've been really curious what's going on there. We've had one medium go with us, and she said there's little kids in there, and then I got another lady on my team. She went the last time she went there. She felt like something angry is there because people's been vandalizing the place. It's an old mansion that's just kind of falling in, and they spray graffiti and do a lot of things. But she was in a corner on an inside room with no windows and inside walls, and she got hit in the back of the head by a rock. With her head, she was against the wall, and the rock hit her in the back of the head. She said, "I'm not going back there."
Yeah, it's like I feel it might be the Avery poltergeist.
Do you do anything like with the like law enforcement looking for missing people or people who disappear, that kind of thing?
Right, I have in the past. Where we're group that work. I practice on each other and missing cases. We were kind of successful some of the time. And I even locate some pets too, missing pets.
Yeah, people get really tore up if their dog runs away or and they can't find their pet.
Yeah, they're family.
My dog's real friendly. He would probably just get in the car with anybody and leave. And he'd be like, "Well, where am I? Well, I guess I got a new
See you
family.
later, Phil.
I got a new family."
Yeah, we have a little puppy.
So now, do you do like readings or anything with people, or are you in that field, or?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, do you do readings on people or anything like that? Like, are you in any kind of field for that?
Oh yeah, I can do people and animals. I connect with animals too. I feel close with animals. I love animals. I just don't like spiders. Or bats.
Yeah, I wish I knew what my dog was thinking all the time. He just comes up and like puts his paw on me, and I'm like, "What do you want?" I never know what he wants.
I've seen elementals as well. And, some of them kind of freaks me out. I mostly see fairies, believe it or not.
Do you have you ever tried to have you ever captured any you think on camera that you think might be a fairy? Like pictures of them, because I got a cemetery I go to, and I was enhancing some of my pictures, and I'm seeing to me they look like micro orbs. They're like real tiny, and I enhance them, and they're fluorescent yellow, and then I had a purple one, and I'm like, okay, it's something wrong with my camera. But then the next picture, it's like in front of a tombstone. Then the next picture, it's past the tombstone, like it's moving, and my camera's on a tripod in the same spot. These were flying by, and I'm like, lightning bugs, but they were too small to be lightning bugs, and one was purple. So I looked at like 200 pictures. I only had them in the one spot. So then I went back a week later, took like 300 more pictures. They only show up in this one spot by these 3 tombstones by a hemlock tree. And then up in the hemlock tree, I'll see a couple purple ones. And it's like they move. And so I went back like 6 times, kept taking these pictures. And I had a couple other guys look at them and they go, "Oh, those are fairies." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm calling them micro orbs. They're so small, but I didn't get them in any other of my pictures anywhere. So I went back with a different camera, and then Nikon wanted me to buy some software or something. So I still got pictures in that camera, but I changed lenses. I went with telephoto. I went with wide angle going back. Still got the same with that camera. And I want to go back with more cameras. I had a guy tell me to take a bottle of sweet whiskey and pour it in a shot glass and draw a line on it where the liquid level is. He said, and wait about an hour. Put it right where you see him and come back. He said, see if it's down a little bit and then take pictures. See if you don't see a bunch more. He said the fairies like sweet whiskey. They'll come and drink it. And he said, I haven't tried it yet, but worth a shot. We'll try anything,
Oh, that's a good idea.
But he was saying,
that second video you guys shared, I mean, that's one of the fairies that come around.
So have you ever?
Here, we'll watch it again real quick.
Yeah, let's watch it one more time.
Guys, check this out. This is light, and I'm only your left. This is my video I did earlier. Little booklets for each what you will be getting. Check it out! Oh my god! I'll rewind it. What you will be getting. What? Yeah, that's weird.
I didn't see any wings flapping like a bug or anything.
It's kind of big for birds. So.
So have you ever been on a location and anything touched you or grabbed you or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Where was in Beverly Hills, California? I visited David Oben's house. I don't know if you heard of that. He's by Sharon Tate murders.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
But anyway, yeah, he's cool. I had a few things that happened when we were there. We felt cold spots, and a couple of his figurines, fell when we were there. And then in one area on Earth, I think, someone took a picture with me by the wine rat that flew out one time. For some reason, I had a mark on this left hand, but only in the photograph, not in life. And we thought that was weird.
We have a clairaudient. We have a clairaudient on our team, and he's been scratched twice. Both times his left hand. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it was his left hand too. What were you doing when that happened?
I seem to, whenever I interview some people, they might have some attachments. And I've been attacked by attachments as well.
We've got a case here in Kentucky. A guy's got an attachment, and we're still trying to decide what our plan is going to be to try to help the guy because he's reached out a few times, and it's whatever it is. He's a truck driver, and he'll be like over in another state, like 400 or 500 miles away, and right before he goes to sleep, he sees this thing, and he'll be getting attacked, like scratched and like burning sensation and things talking to him, and his wife and kids at home, like 400 miles away, will be getting attacked at the same time. So we're like, what is that? What can do that?
I know I have a few attachments because of my haunted objects, probably. They're not surprising.
But we were talking last week about one of those Dybbuk boxes where it's like the most haunted object. We're like, we don't know if we want to mess with something like that or not.
So you have some haunted objects?
Yeah, I have a haunted doll, Emily. She's a star of my books now.
Curse playthings.
I thought it was Emily or Maggie. Maybe I was confused. You might have more than one.
That's her there. That's Emily.
So where do you keep it at?
I have a tall glass cabinet, and I keep all my dolls in safekeeping.
So what's happened with the doll? I mean, what's that's why I'm guessing that's what the book's about.
Yeah, just mainly about her history and other haunted objects. And I wrote about Robert Goodall. I had a weird experience with that even. Do I still have time?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, tell us the story.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah. When I was contemplating on adding Robert Goodall, I was doing a live video, right? And all of a sudden, my other laptop come out with a lot of static. And you know what that means? So I was asking, should I include a photograph in that book of Robert Goodall? And then all of a sudden we heard a male say no.
Like in your house?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm far away from where Florida. How did you know?
Yeah.
How did you know?
You're supposed to ask permission before you take a picture of Robert's dog.
Right.
Yeah, if you do it without asking permission, bad things happen. Like people getting car wrecks on the way home and stuff, like that kind of bad things happen. Yeah, Robert the Doll's supposed to be no joke. Even Zach Bagans is scared of Robert the Doll. They brought it in one time. I thought he was about ready to run out of there. He was pretty freaked out about
I
it
would
too.
be too.
I've seen
I'll
that
be like,
episode.
hi, nice to meet you, bye.
And where is this at?
He was in Florida down at the Key West Lighthouse and Museum is where he was. I don't know if that's where he's still at.
I believe he's still there, yeah. And they say it's not even good to have a replica. You know, they have replicas of dollar
Yeah,
and
really?
bill and that energy. It's tempting.
So is there any like just past like what information's about? I mean, is there any like info out there, or like about why it's cursed, what made it cursed, backstory, anything about it?
Yeah, over my research and personal experiences, I think it could be cursed because it might have been involved with the rituals applied in the past. You know how they do like voodoo? Kind of like that.
yeah.
Some voodoo can be dark,
Louisiana.
black magic. It can be with that. That's why I'm leaning towards.
Your haunted dolls that you have, did they come to you already haunted and you like bought them or picked them up? Somebody gave them to you, or did it happen after you got them? Or
Yeah, they're already haunted mostly. I gave a couple of them away. I couldn't handle all the energies. But yeah, if someone needs to get rid of theirs, I'll be glad to take it off their hand. So.
does weird stuff happen? Like when you get the haunted doll in your house, like what kind of weird stuff happens?
Like in this house particular. One time
Yeah.
I was doing a live video. We were doing an EVP or something. And all of a sudden I was walking past the cabinet on that side. And then I seen it too. And with my naked eyes, I see a white mist go right by me. And I even went, whoa. What is that? I literally seen it with my eyes. And you didn't know it's real, so you can't fake that, right? You're alive.
No.
I don't know. Weird things happen in this back house. It's like a studio house that's been renovated.
Yeah.
And I don't think the spirits like that much. We renovate.
Yeah, we've heard like a place will have all kind of activity right after they're doing like remodeling or they tear out a wall and redo the kitchen and all of a sudden the stuff starts knocking and stuff gets moved, their tools are getting messed with.
So we got we'll play a couple of videos that we got kind of about your podcast and stuff here, it looks like. We'll play that so we get that information out. If anyone wants to check those out,
Sure.
definitely go on and check those out. We got this one right here.
Once you get up, Jennifer.
Happy Halloween. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
I like that.
Like that one? Yeah, that's
We like it too.
so. So on top of the medium and author of books, writing stories, helping people with cursed objects and stuff like that, you're also a musician too.
Yeah, I play the piano. I don't need to see my guitar over there. But I play mostly the piano.
Yeah.
One time I got to audition for America's Got Talent. That's pretty cool to have me come on. But
Oh yeah.
I didn't make it, but at least I had experience.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a little clip of you on piano here.
Yeah, I like to
How
go
long you been
concert.
playing?
Probably since I was 4 or 5. My cousin's like, she remembers seeing me playing when I had my diapers on. So just found me late. So,
I got on
yeah.
one of your Facebooks or something, and you were playing Christmas music or something. Next thing I know, it's like an hour went by. It's just like totally chilled out. She's got some good mellow music. Just kind of get
Oh,
off of
thank you.
work, pop her Nicole's the piano playing on, and you just have a nice chill evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've messed with music and stuff since I was about 12.
Vinny's in a band, and they play. He plays guitar and does some keyboards. And he does a lot of all of our music for our podcast. And helps me put together stuff. Pretty cool.
Oh, I think we're frozen.
No,
No, you're good.
yeah, you're good.
I can hear you at least.
We see you. You're still live action here. So what do you think about these drones going on out in New Jersey?
And I think they're all over actually. I feel I'm leaning toward alien ET. But it could be also military.
That one looks like alien there. We got a couple clips here we want to show you, see what you think.
And Bill and Sandra, you know, when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham Borough. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
So what do you think about that?
You know, I don't know if you got my message. I'm still frozen on my end.
Oh, okay, I got you.
We think it looked like a giant plasma ball.
Yeah, the first video.
That one we just played. I don't know if you could see it if you were frozen, but it was looked like a plasma ball.
Yeah, I get a lot of.
We've got a couple videos like coming in off the ocean, and the one's the news crew out there. I got the sheriff's department out, another one around trying to figure out what it is. I think the ones that look like plasma balls and fire and stuff could be extraterrestrial, but the ones with the FAA clearance lights, I think, are man-made, and it's just some kind of stuff they're doing to try to fake people out or something. I don't know why, but
It's all the smoke and mirrors, man. They want you looking over here while they're doing over here.
if one would hover low enough over my house, I'd take a few shots at it and see if we could bring one down up here behind the house, and me and the dog will go out there and investigate.
Yeah, I'd be afraid
If
to
my
shoot
dog
that
barks
one.
at it and growls at it, then it's got to be bad if the dog growls at it. I trust the dog.
Oh yeah. I hear that someone said it might be demonic.
Yeah,
Who
could be.
knows?
I think some of the aliens people see are, because
Possibly,
that
yeah.
demonic stuff can mimic. It can mimic kids. Why wouldn't it mimic an alien? You know?
Right.
Well, some people believe that all aliens it's all demons.
Yeah.
Just like they believe all supernatural is demons. Just messing with us, trying to come at different angles and what it can do.
Yeah, I got people who come up to me and go, "I can't believe you guys go out looking for paranormal stuff. Aren't you afraid of demons and everything?" I said, "Well, if I was afraid of that, I'd never leave the house. If you think they're everywhere, I'd be scared to go out and leave the bathroom."
I always say I'm more afraid of the living than the
So, what's the most haunted location that you've been to that you've experienced?
I would say besides David Omen's house, I would say the Queen Mary's ship.
The Queen Mary.
Yeah, I've had
What is
strange
that?
experiences.
That's a big ship, and
You want to tell us about one?
Sure. On our last trip over there, we had a walk. We did a lot of walking, and from the front of the ship to the bow of the ship, it's like we had to go down the creepy elevator, and then we went to the rooms that are supposedly haunted. The main rooms, B340 or something like that. And the moment I stepped in there, I had goosebumps like crazy. So I told the guys that was staying there, don't be scared. And sure enough, their meters started going off around me. So yeah, I didn't stay there long.
we got a guy on our team. I'll pick up a meter and nothing happens, and I hand it to Vinny or somebody else, and nothing happens, and I'll hand it to him, and they start going off in his hands. It's like he's an antenna or something. He'll set it down, nothing goes off, then we'll hand it back to him. We tried it 3 or 4 times, and we hand it back to him. And he had 2 of them, one in each hand going off, like K2 meters. They're just going red, all the way to red. Which that don't run. He said, "Oh, this lady wants to come talk to you." And that's when they started going red. And he said, "Oh, she's leaving," and it went back to green. And I'm like, I checked and make sure he didn't have a phone in his pocket or anything. We're out on this old bridge, and I still can't explain it. But then me and Jeff both grabbed the same K2 meters and nothing. We're sitting here like, I got nothing. Just like, I got nothing. We hand them back to him, and they're like, they're going on.
Yeah, I heard about that. Maybe my theory is he either has some psychic abilities that they see or connect to, or they only like specific people, men or women. So
Do you think it's because they know you have abilities and you can hear them and see them, or do you think it's something in your DNA they're maybe attracted to? Or
oh yeah, because one time, during a meeting about some privacy, so I asked them, and they said, "Well, it's their light that we see." And I assume they mean by aura. We have a brighter aura.
he told me the lady wanted to come talk to me because she said I had a lot of energy. I said, "Well, I don't sleep much."
Never know.
Well, are you picking up any weird stuff talking to us?
Not at the moment, to be honest, but I'll keep trying.
I think Vinny blocks it out. We're skeptical about a lot of stuff, but I've seen and heard some things that I can't unsee now. I'm like, okay, I can't say I don't believe in that. I just saw one, so I'm like, okay. But there's a lot of stuff we watch on TV. We think a lot of it's just fake and staged. And after going out doing this for real, like you spend a lot of time out there with just nothing happening, which is pretty typical. And every once in a while something happens. But most time we can explain away everything, but there's a lot of stuff we can't. And we've had cases where Catholic bishops been involved. We've had to bring in deliverance ministers to help help people out, local.
Right.
And that's something else we do. People have something going on, we'll come out. And, sometimes we have to go back. Usually after the deliverance minister does his thing, it's usually everything goes pretty quiet after that. So, but we've got one case where the guy he's done the whole. He decided he wanted to become Catholic. He had the Catholic bishop come out, and activity's still going on. He went to a Baptist church, got baptized in a Baptist church. He said it got a little better, but it's still going on, and he's wanting us to come out. And he's like 4 hours away. I've got other teams that are closer, but he wants us, for some reason, he just wants us to come. So we're still deciding how we want to handle that situation. But you ever get involved in anything like that, where somebody has something in their house and it's terrifying them, and you go in there and you find out it's just, you know, something wrong with the furnace or that kind of thing, or
Oh yeah, I've been to a friend of mine. She's also a paranormal investigator, and her former apartment. I felt like there's something there, something dark there, you know. And we managed to capture shadow, the shadow person. So I knew I was sensing something.
did
And
anything
then,
happen in your life, like some kind of any kind of tragic event or anything? What do you think triggered your ability where you could start hearing things? Is it just you think you
right,
just developed?
yeah, you can develop it over the years. And also, I've had many traumas and possibly alien abduction in yeah.
So you think you possibly been abducted?
Yeah, I was probably around 14, 15, where I got lost in the woods one time. So my family, we used to camp a lot. And, you know, went hiking with my two brothers. They made it back all right, but for some reason I kept getting lost. And then I don't remember anything after that. It's like, how to get from point A to point B, I don't know. So we think that's where I probably got abducted. And they brought me to the other side of the campsite. So I met up with a strange couple, and they brought me to the radio station. And so I asked how long was I missing, and they said for at least an hour. So I missed the time. Yeah, are some of the signs you might be abducted.
Absolutely.
So like, is there in any cases or anything where you like been in communication with anything extraterrestrial, or conversate, or just that kind of one incident at the
I feel
camp?
like we're connected in some way. And whenever I told you in the beginning where I felt like I was like wishing to see one, and then like the next day they'll show up. That's where I caught that video. And I've seen strange activity in this guy.
When you're really looking for something and want to see it, and then like for me, usually I don't see nothing, and then like all of a sudden when you're least expecting it, something pops up.
Right.
That's how it happens to me. Like when you least expect it. Like say you really want to find you a nice lady, and you just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to work every day, and all of a sudden one day this nice lady just pops into your life. You wasn't really looking that day or looking for one. There you go, kind of thing, you know.
Right.
So I guess big question is, so which one to you is scarier, extraterrestrial or paranormal?
I would have to do with extraterrestrial. I'd rather stick with ghosts.
Yeah, because I mean, when you think about it, it is kind of scary when you think about it in a way. Because if you have these extraterrestrial beings flying or coming here, especially from a different universe or any kind of interplanetary travel, or even if it's dimensional travel, that's far more advanced than we are. So at what point do they want us for, other than what I mean? It's two concepts, They look at us because, hey, let's look at this situation because resources. Would maybe we be interested in Earth's resources, or is it kind of like us looking at an ant farm? We study ants, we study how they colonize. So would it be a deal like maybe they're just studying humans, but either way it goes, there definitely would be more advanced than we are if they're having interplanetary travel. So if they wanted to do something to us, it'd be a pretty easy move.
There was one, the one that they talk about most of the time, the grays that people see most of the time. Something I was watching here last week. They've had some kind of virus, and they have lost their part of their DNA and their ability to reproduce. Like, say all the females died or whatever, so they need our DNA to keep their species going and procreate. So that's why they come abduct the ladies and impregnate them and that kind of thing. They need us for that resource. Is what I was explained about a week ago.
Right.
But a ghost, you can leave the location. If there's something at a location, you can leave, or you can pray, or you can, leave me alone and pray, or you bring in a priest, or bring in a deliverance minister. But an extraterrestrial, if they come in your house and you wake up and you're paralyzed and you're getting floated out the house, you can't move, you can't talk, and they got you strapped down on a table and you can't move, and they're getting ready to probe you. It's pretty damn terrifying, It's not like And if someone with Nicole's abilities who's dealt with ghosts and spirits her whole life, that would probably not be foreign. It would probably be like, oh, it's just another ghost, no big deal. I'm used to this. Then the alien pops up like, oh, what's this guy?
Right. I had a weird dream last night, even about a baby. Like, what made I have a dream about babies?
Maybe they're getting you ready.
To me, it's fascinating that someone can even remember their dreams. Like, I just wait, I can go to sleep and click off and click back on. I hardly ever have a dream at all.
Like that. I dream every night. I dream every night.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, in the morning I remember it.
Man, I don't. I just click off, click on.
Now sometimes it'll be kind of like foggy, like it's glimpses or just pieces, and I'm like, that don't really make sense. And then something will happen maybe through the day or something, and it'll trigger it, and I'll remember a little more. But I dream every night. Remember that I dreamed.
You start dreaming about frappies at McDonald's, and later that day you go into McDonald's drive-thru and you're like, you know what? I'm thinking about a frappie right now.
It is always weird shit that I dream about. Like it's not like something that I could be used for. Maybe I'm getting some kind of innovative mission, or
I'm gonna
something coming to me. It's always just some dumb shit, random shit.
It's never a new propulsion system for plasma powered vehicle or something that we can run a car with forever and ever with like one battery. It's always like food or
like the other night I was running from zombies.
But you don't have to run real fast. I think it's kind of slow.
No. Look at man, what kind of zombies you talking about?
Oh,
World War Z zombies.
Yeah, those are pretty fast.
They were sprinting.
Them things,
that's full speed.
They can climb up the walls and everything.
If we get into the zombie apocalypse and it's full speed sprint zombies, I'm probably not lasting very long.
My plan.
I don't really have combat skills. So.
If we had zombies, my plan would be to get one of those fellabuncher machines they use in the logging industry where it grabs the tree and it just cuts it off. I'm like, that thing could grab a zombie and just whack its head right off. Because you gotta
but how slow would it have to move?
Well, these things are fast. You can like whip around and grab a tree.
But what if it's hordes?
Well, you got a protective cage around you. It's got like in case a tree falls on it, it's got a protective cage. They can't get you inside there. Unless you run out of fuel, then you're kind of screwed. But other than that, this thing would just wade right through the zombie.
Or thousands of them, where they just tip it over?
No, you just spin around. And these things have tracks. They couldn't tip it.
You saw World War Z zombies. They climbed up that wall of Jerusalem. they made the tower climb so they can get over the wall.
I'd take my chances. The very first Walking Dead ever, he finds a tank, and I'm like, why didn't he just keep that tank and get that running?
It was out of fuel. He couldn't get out.
Man, I'd have been getting some gas or something.
He couldn't. There was thousands of zombies around.
Well, later on,
it ate his horse.
Later on, when he, had
and I don't know a lot about The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I was never into The Walking Dead show, but I've actually recently just started watching. I think it was like season 4 now, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
a lot of people wanted me to watch it and stuff, so I went back and started watching it. Those first 2 seasons, super fantastic. 3 and 4 gets a little slow. It kind of seems like it's a little slow now, but later, one of my favorite actors does come into the scene, so I think it'll lift up again for me. At that point when I get to start watching his episodes. Jeffrey D. Morgan, I'm a huge fan of him.
He has little alpacas and stuff he raises. Like little llama creatures.
Does it?
Yeah, this whole thing. And he's got a TikTok too. I've seen it here a while back. Kills People's Lives. Has his ball bat Lucille and everything on there.
She's just saying. Well,
did we lose her?
Yeah, looks like we lost her, which is good timing. We are about at our time frame, so
we did we lose her?
Yeah, she got kicked.
Oh, how's that?
She lost signal later.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. We're sorry we lost Nicole.
But it was definitely good talking to her. We want to talk to her again. Like I said, check her podcast out. She's got multiple books. We'll get a link for that. She said you can get those on Amazon. I'm sure you can get audiobooks too and stuff. I drive around a lot of work. Yeah. I like listening to audiobooks as I'm driving because I drive hours a day.
She's got the Kindle, the Amazon, and I think some of her stuff's at Barnes & Nobles as well.
So definitely check her out. Check out her podcast. Seems like a really cool lady. Hopefully we get to talk to her some more. She has stuff going on.
Appreciate everybody tuning in, and y'all have a good rest of your week. Come on.